Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and welcome to LEGO Mini Reviews, the show where I review a ton of different LEGO vintage and new sets right here on the Duckbricks YouTube channel in a short form format. So I have a ton of Bricklink orders to get through, as well as just associated LEGO purchases, and I figured instead of making a mega video where I go through every single one that's hours long, why not break it up into separate mini reviews? And so, in addition to our normal 3 videos a week schedule, be sure to stay tuned for a mini review dropping every single day where we do not normally have a standard video releasing. I hope you enjoy, and let's jump right into our first pick.
Alright, so here we have another LEGO superhero set, except this time this particular build is from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The set is Captain Marvel and the Asis, released in 2019 to coincide with the Captain Marvel movie. Today on Bricklink, if you want to buy the copy of the set sealed, it's probably going to put you back around $700 to $1,000 US. There's only one used copy of the set, which someone had parted it out exactly like I have, and they are asking for $300 for it. The only thing different from that compared to the actual set is the minifigure head for one of the characters, Maria Rambeau, is slightly different. Specifically, it's probably the one that they included for the recent collectible minifigure series for her daughter Monica Rambeau, which is actually very similar to the official head that we got in the set, just a slightly different alternate expression, even though one of the expressions are identically the same. That being said, again, you can basically build all of this out of existing LEGO pieces, and that's exactly what I did. I'm actually quite a big fan of how this particular model turned out. It's pretty rare that we get some sort of a display stand for a LEGO Marvel vehicle. They really only do these for specifically the Comic-Con stuff, and I think that this display stand actually does showcase the jet build pretty well. And it also has some fun surprises to it as well. So obviously one of the major things that stands out here is the Flurkin Goose. This was Captain Marvel's cat/alien creature, but we only ever got just the normal cat in the official LEGO Captain Marvel sets, just this particular cat mold, and we never actually got any representation that it was actually an alien. So I just think it's really cool and fun to get some sort of a representation of the massive growth of tentacles that erupts from Goose's mouth, especially during pivotal scenes from the movie. So I just think that's a pretty clever way of doing it. It's very simple, just using some of the leaf pieces and tentacles and whatnot, but it really does feel like it is coming out of the cat's mouth, especially if you don't pay too much attention to the base, which obviously it has to be attached on some sort of a base here, but at certain angles it does look pretty perfect. Now on the ground there are a few other items scattered around. I do like the reference to LEGO Octan here, which is LEGO's fictional oil/gas brand. It's kind of interesting seeing those particular colors appear in a Marvel set. And what's also pretty cool is that there's another Easter egg kind of packed away in here. If you notice, as you open up the jet, it has a fire extinguisher in the back cockpit there. It's not in every single one, they recently kind of did away with it, but back when Marvel first launched in around 2012, every single Marvel set, for whatever reason, had a fire extinguisher, which is just 2 very simple pieces, maybe just to differentiate them and have something special in every Marvel set. So they don't do that for every set nowadays, but back in the day they used to, and that's a pretty nice reference that they actually managed to pack one in, which I find pretty funny. Now the jet itself can actually be detached from the stand very easily. It's just kind of mounted on these studs here, and it actually functions exactly as you would expect a regular playset style jet to work. It's very swooshable, feels very satisfying to kind of soar this thing through the air and have it perform some tricks and whatnot, and it is fairly screen accurate as well. It's a very narrow design, but it does actually look quite like what appeared in the final movie. One thing I really do like are some of the shaping, particularly on the curves of the design here, how well some of the fairing pieces work in conjunction with these slope pieces, looking really good together. And even moving on to the back side, we have some of the same fairings being used to actually accentuate the back curves of the jet. So all of this is fairly sophisticated for what is a very basic model, and all in all I think it comes together very well. Now, of course, I did not actually get any of the minifigures with it. Thankfully, none of the minifigures outside of Maria Rambeau's head are exclusive. The Captain Marvel minifigure that came with this, that was originally thought to be exclusive, actually appeared in a full retail release polybag, which thank you so much LEGO for doing that, as well as, of course, Monica Rambeau in this year's CMF series had a very similar head to Maria Rambeau, so similar that you can really just pass it off as her, and she basically just used a Star Wars torso that was available at the time. So None of the minifigs were actually exclusive to the set, but unfortunately that does mean that I don't actually have the minifigures with me right now. I'm at college in my apartment, so I don't have my full collection of LEGO minifigures, so I can't display them here for all of you, and the same is very obvious for some of the other sets as well, but you can kind of get the point across here. The actual model also did include some extra pieces with the power burst pieces to simulate Captain Marvel flying alongside the jet, whether to be mounted here or here, but really you don't really need them. And the set is a perfectly fine display model on its own.
Alright, and with that, we have summed up this mini LEGO review. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and do let me know down in the comments below what do you think of this set. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? And if you own it, what have been your experiences with building and playing with the set itself? Also, let me know in the comments if you like this format of mini reviews. I'm trying to put them out on a fairly regular basis, so thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very, very soon.